Good morning everyone. I am Radhika. Today we are going to discuss about our secondary subject, that is data entry operation. The topic for the today's program is Introduction to Word Processing. You might have heard, you might have used the word processing software. This is an application software that is used for creating letters, reports, brochures, form letters and all. So the textual data that is created using the word processor is called a document. The document may consist of the text, images, drawings, tables and charts. You can have your text also, you can insert images, you can insert cliparts, you can also insert charts and you can insert tables. So the main objective of our today's program is that we will be discussing about how to create documents, how to save a document, how to protect the document, how to format the document, and also we will discuss about how to review our document. At the last, we will discuss about how to print our documents. So before we started to work on this software, we should know how to use this software. So if you are having your laptop or if you are having computer with you can just note down the steps, and you can also start to try the steps. You can click on the start button. Then once you click the start button, you can select all programs option. Once you have chosen all programs, there will be a list of software which are already installed in your computer will be there. You can choose Microsoft Office. If you have Microsoft Word, whatever version you are having, suppose it is 2007, 10 or whatever version, you can just open that version. We are discussing about Microsoft Word 2007 version now, but if you are having the recent versions or if you are having the updated version, it's no problem, you can use that version. The main basic features will remain same. The advanced versions will be having more features. So the interface will be having little bit difference, but most of the features will remain as it is. So we will discuss about the features of Microsoft Word. We can create professional documents using the word processor software, and you can manage large documents by using this software. You can use the features like a table of contents you can use the features like index and cross references. So when you are having a large document, so these features will help you to make the contents easy for you to access. Suppose I am having introduction and I am having a lot of subheadings in my document, so those will be added in the table of contents. So I will be able to get the idea what the whole document is having and what are the pages, which page is having what type of information. And simultaneously you can work on multiple documents. That is one of the biggest advantage. Earlier people use manual papers they used to use, and they use notebooks for entering the information, and later they used to file those documents, and if they want to send the copy, then they have to personally go and send the files to the other person, or they may have to post the file to other person. But here if you are using the word processing softwares, it will be easy for you. You can work on the same document again and again, and even if you want to modify the document, it is simple. You can just delete the unnecessary content, or if you want to insert some more content in your document, you can do it. And also you can get the comments of your reviewers, and you can also pass it to any number of persons. So suppose I want to send it to my senior for their comments, I can just send an email, or I can take the copy of my document in my pen drive, and I can also share it from my computer to their computer. So I can do it, and they can add their comments, they can make the changes in the document, and they can share the final version to me. And also we are having the feature like autocorrect and auto format, which will catch the typographical errors. So when as a human, when we used to type somewhere, we used to make mistakes. So if you are writing in pen and paper, using pen and paper, if you are writing, then you may have to cut the those sentences, or you may have to rewrite the sentences. But here if you are using this software, you will be able to get if there is any typographical mistakes, then it will be shown in different wavy lines. Even if there is a grammatical mistake, it will be shown. So you can easily identify the mistakes in your document, and you will be able to rectify those errors. So, now we are going to discuss about the important objects in our word processing software. If you are using Microsoft Word 2007, then you will be having the different menus. The menus can be like, if in 2007 the menu will be having home, insert, page layout and all. So, the other versions will be having different menus, but mostly the menus will, insert menu, page layout menus will be there. And these menus will be having the subtasks. They will be having the other options. Suppose I click insert menu, I will be having the options for inserting the picture, inserting the chart, inserting the clip arts in my document. So, those options will be clubbed inside the insert menu. So, the shortcut menus, they are the one which will allow us to access the various word commands faster than menus. So, if I have to use some of the options, then may have to search. Suppose I am not sure that under which menu my option is available, then what I have to do, I have to search on each menu and I have to find out on which menu that particular option is available. But if I use the shortcut menus, it will be easy for me to do the task quicker. So, if I right click on the particular content, then I will be having some of the shortcut options, so I can use them. And toolbars also there. So, many toolbars are there which will help us in making the formatting and editing of the particular document quicker and easier. And rulers are also there. These rulers display the horizontal and vertical scales that reflect the height and width of our typing area. So, let us go to, I will show you the word processing software. So, we will come to know how we can work in the word processing software. So, I am clicking on the start button. From there, I can choose the option all programs. From the all programs, there are, it shows the list of softwares which are already installed in my computer. I can click on Microsoft Office, then I will be having the softwares which are installed in Microsoft Office. So, here it is showing that Microsoft Word 2007. So, I can click on this. So, once I click that, and then I will be having a blank document. So, here you might be noticing that the area here, there will be a cursor blinking on this particular area. This is the typing area, the whole area is typing area, and the blinking place is called the insertion object. So, here whatever I am typing here, suppose I am typing introduction to word processing. So, you will be able to see what I am typing here. So, if I want, I can increase the size so that you will be able to see the content in the bigger font. So, this portion where I have typed, so this portion is called the typing area, and here that home, insert, home, this is one of the menu, home menu, insert menu, page layout menu, references menu, mailings menu, review and view. So, these are all the menus. So, I know if I click on home, I will be having some different options. If I click on insert, you will be able to see here it shows cover page, insert blank page, insert page break, here it shows table, picture, clipboard, shape, smart art, chart. So, here the options will be different. If I click on page layout, the options will be totally different. So, depends upon my work, I have to choose the corresponding menu. So, once we have clicked Microsoft Word 2007, we got a new document. So, this is about creating a document. Suppose I want to save this document, what I have to do? I have to click the Office button. If I click the Office button, I will be having the options like new, open, save, save as. So, this button is called Office button. So, if I click save here, a new dialog box will appear. This dialog box is called as save as dialog box. Here I can choose the file name, I can choose the folder. Suppose I want to save my file in my C drive, and suppose I want to store it in different folder. then I can store it in, I can create the folder. So, suppose I want to create a file in my desktop itself. In desktop there is a folder called Radhika. So, in this folder I want to save my file. So, I am typing that this is a test file. So, I am saving it. So, you can see here the document will be saved as docx, Word documents. So, the file name is test, but it will be saved with an extension .docx. So, I can click now save button. So, file will be saved now. So, I have saved my file. What I can do, if I want to save the same file with different name, I can do that. If I click save, it will be just simply saved. I have done the changes like we have talked about the features of word processing. So, I have modified some changes now. In the same document, I have added some more lines, right. So, if I click save button, my document will be saved with the same name test.docx. Suppose I want to save it the same file with different name. How I can do? I can click the option save as. If I click save as, it will be asking the name for the file. I can save it in some different folders, different drive, or I can, if I want to store it in my pen drive, or if I want to place it in some other drive or folders, I can do that. I am renaming the same file as updated file. So, now the same file is available with another name. So, what I have done, I have saved the file as updated file. So, if I want to open, I will be having two files, test file is also I am having, updated file is also I am having, but I have saved both the file in the same place. In the desktop there was a folder Radhika, in the same place I have stored both the file. So, you can see here I am having the updated file. If I want to open the existing file, I have to click on the office button. From the office button, I have to click the option open. If I click open, then open dialog box will appear. So, since we are working on the same folder, same drive, so it is showing the same path. If I want to open the files other than this files which is available in the Radhika folder, if I want to open it in there is a drive, F drive. In the F drive I am having the file DLL program list document. So, if I want to open, I can click that particular file name, then I have to click open option. So, once I have clicked, the file will be opened here. So, this is about how to create a new document, how to open a document, how to save the document, how to save the same file with in another name. So, these are the basic things we have discussed. Now, we will discuss about how to protect my document. Suppose this document is not mine. So, I am opening the file which was created, the updated file I am having. So, I want to protect this file. So, how I can do? I have to click on the office button, then I have to click the option save as. Once you click save as, the same save as dialog box will appear. Here you can see the list of drives will be there, the file names will be there, and the name of the file will be here. So, if you come down, there is an option called tools. So, you have to click this tools combo box. If you click this tools, then you will be having the options like map, network drive, save options, general options, web options, compress pictures. So, for protecting my document, what I have to do? I have to click on the general options. Here, I hope you will be able to see my screen. Here, once I click the general options dialog box appeared. Here, there is an option for password to open. So, you will be able to see what is written here. So, it is very simple for you to understand. Password to open, file sharing options for this document, password to modify. Here the password to open, here you have to give the password for opening your document. If the person who knows the password, that person will be able to open your document. If I want to give the option for password to modify, the person who knows the password for modifying the particular document only will be able to modify your document. Then there is an option for read only recommended. So, if you click this checkbox, the person to whom, if you want to share this document to someone, that person will be having only read only option. So, he will not be able to do any changes, means he will not be able to do any, he cannot delete any content, he cannot insert any content, he can't even do some text color changes, or even he cannot modify the background color of even your document. So, he can only read that document. So, if I want to protect my document, I am giving the password for opening. So, once I give the password to open, I have to click the option OK. So, it will be asking re-enter the password to open. So, I have to give the same password. So, once I have given the password for my document, the general options dialog box gone. Now, I have to click the option save. Now, my document is protected. So, if I will just show you how it will be working. I will be closing the same document and I will try to reopen it. So, I have saved it in the desktop. In desktop there is a folder called Radhika. In that we have given password in the updated file. So, it will be asking me the password for my document. So, I have to give the password. So, once I given the password, I will be able to see my documents. So, this options you can use when you are working on a confidential document, or when you are working on some projects which is having some information which you don't want to publish it right now. So, you can protect your document, or if you are sharing a computer with another persons, then you can protect your document by giving proper password to your document. So, this is about how to protect our document. Next, we will discuss about how to format our document. So, I am having one document here. Here if you see that the headings are entered in full caps. I hope you will be able, you are able to see my document. I am increasing the font size. Here if you see some of my contents are there in full capital. Here if you see here only the first letter in each word is capital, the rest of the alphabets are in smaller case. So, if I want to do any changes like this, so how I can do? Suppose I am having this word, I want to make this word as in full capital I want to display. So, how I can do? Here if you click, this is an icon for change case. If you click this icon, then you will be able to see the list of options. There is an option like sentence case. Sentence case is nothing but normally when you write a sentence, the first letter of the sentence will be capital, the rest of the alphabets in small. So, that same way it will be. If you select this option, the letters first letter will be in capital, the rest will be in smaller. Suppose I am selecting lower case now. So, what happens here, that artificial word became all the letters in small case now. So, I will select the same word and I am selecting the option uppercase. Uppercase means all the alphabets will be printed in capital. So, here it changed to uppercase. Here it shows capitalize each word. So, we can take some other text. I am taking the first sentence, artificial intelligence. Here I am choosing the option capitalize each word. If we choose capitalize each word, the first letter in each word will be capital, the rest of the alphabets will be in small. So, here if you see, once we have done the A in capital, the rest of the alphabets in small. Here only I became in capital, the rest of the alphabets printed in smaller case, that is lower case. So, we discussed about sentence case, lower case, upper case, capitalize each word. Now, we will discuss about toggle case. So, the toggle case is the reverse of what you are having. Suppose I am having the research, this word is the research template, I am selecting both, then I will be doing toggle case. if we did, what happened earlier, the R alphabet was, I will do undo, then you will be able to see what was that. Earlier it was R was capital, the rest of the alphabets in small, T was capital, the rest of the alphabets were in smaller case. So, I will select both, then I will choose the option toggle case. So, it will do the reverse. So, the capital R will be in smaller case now and the rest of the alphabets will be in capital. The capital T will become small t and the rest of the alphabets will be printed in uppercase. So, I will be selecting the option toggle case. So, it reversed the format. So, you can do the simple formatting of your document content. So, suppose I want to align this content in center, I can choose the alignment. So, there are generally 4 alignments are there: left, this is left alignment, this is center alignment, this is right alignment and this is justify alignment. And for each alignment, you can also use shortcut keys. For left alignment, we can use control key plus L key. So, I hope if I keep my cursor, you will be able to see the text which is displayed on that. It shows align text left, and in the bracket there was a shortcut key written, that is control plus L, and this tooltip was also showing the message align the text to the left. In word processing, it is easy for you to understand what is the purpose of this icons. So, if you keep the cursor on any place, it will be giving you the tooltip. Suppose here I kept my cursor about cut, so it shows that cut the selection from the document and put it on the clipboard. So, we will be discussing about all this in detail. I will just show you that alignment part. This is about left alignment. If I have made the content in right center alignment. If I want to modify it to right alignment, so if I click on this icon, that is you can see how the contents are, how the lines are displayed. So, all the lines are aligned as per the right margin. So, if I click this button, my content will go back to the as per the right margin. So, here justify alignment, you will not be able to see the difference here. So, if we can select some of the paragraph and see how the justify alignment worked. Here if I click on the justify alignment, all my content will be aligned as per the left and right margin. See, once I have selected the justify alignment, my contents are aligned. So, if I click here left, then my content will be in left as per the left margin. If I click here right, then my content will be aligned as per the right margin. If I click center, my contents are aligned as per the left and right, but the contents only will be displayed in the center part. But generally, if you see any printed book or if you see any material, all contents are aligned as per the justified. So, the content has to be displayed in the left and right part. So, this is the format generally people will use it for printing purpose. And if I want to increase the line space or if I want to decrease the line space, so the line space is the difference between each line. So, if I want to increase or decrease the line space, I can select the paragraph and I can choose the option. Here 1.0, 1.115, there are different line spaces are there, I can choose any one. So, if I have selected 1, so space got reduced. If I increased 2, then space will become more. So, we will be discussing more about formatting documents, and learners, till now we discussed about how to create a document, how to save the document, how to protect the document, and we are discussing about formatting documents also. So, we will be discussing more about formatting documents after a few minutes break. Learners, we were discussing about introduction to word processing. In that, we discussed about how to create a document, how to save the document, how to protect the document, and we are discussing about how to format documents. So, we will go back to our document. In that, I have discussed about how to make your content align as per the margins like left, right, center, and justify alignment we discussed, and we also did that how to change the line spacing in our document. Next, I will show you that suppose here you can see that the content has been made bold. So, in the same way, if I want to make my content bold, so I can select any of the word or any of the sentence, then I can choose the option bold. So, earlier also I mentioned that if you keep cursor on any of the icon, you will be getting the information about the about the particular icon. Here it shows that bold, and it also displayed about the shortcut key, the control key plus B key. If you pressed both these keys together, then you can make your content bold. And it also gave me the information that make the selected text bold. So you can get an idea what was the purpose of this icon. So here if I keep, it is for italic, so it shows me italicize the selected text. So I can make my content as italic, and I can also make the content, I can add underline to my content. So if I click U, I will get an underline. So this is about strike through of my content. Suppose I felt like this word I didn't need in my content, I can just make it strike through. I can also do delete by using the delete button. If I press delete key, my text will be removed. So this is about the subscript and superscript part. So if I we can write, like suppose I want to write H2O. So generally it will be written in the same line, but in the, if I want to put the 2 in the subscript, that is the 2 has to be displayed below H, right. So I can choose, select the text, and I can press this option, that is subscript. So it will be displayed as H2O. Suppose if you are writing any mathematical formulas like x square plus y square, here the 2 I want to, only the 2 I have to put it in above x, right, that is x square. So I will select the option superscript. So my content will be displayed like this. So if I want to make y square, the same way I have to choose this superscript option. So we discussed about change case, and now we will discuss about how to text make the text highlight. This x square plus y squared is there, so I will select the option green background. So my text will be highlighted. So you can choose this option when you want to highlight some portion of your text to your teacher, or even for your employee or your seniors. So you can just do the highlight option. If I want to change the text color, I can choose the font color. In that I can give, generally black is there, so I can choose this color. So my content will be changed. So here you may not be able to see how it got changed. So I am choosing the different color. So, and I hope you will be able to see the changes now. So this is about general formatting of your content. And even if I want to modify the style of my font, so it is Times New Roman I have used. If I want to use the other fonts like Arial I want to use, then I can choose the font. So here you can see the font also got changed. You can make your content little bit bigger by changing the font size. There are list of different size of fonts are available. We can choose the one which we need, or you can also use the options like grow font. If I select this, my font will be increased. This is string font. If I select this option, my font size will be reduced. So I can also choose the option clear formatting. If I click the clear formatting, the formatting will be removed. So it will be by default, whatever the color, whatever the style was there, that will be used. So this is the normal size. So it came back to the formatting. So the formatting got clear. So my text is displayed in the normal way now. So, and this is about how we can change the font size, how we can change or increase the font size and all. Now, when you are writing, when you are making any content, some of the places you may have to list out something. Like see here, we have listed out 6 headings, right? 6 points are there. So how I can insert the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? I can do it by manually, or you can also choose the option that is bullets and numbering. Here if you click, you will get bullets. So by default, these are the types of bullets are available. So you can click circle, disc, square, bullets are there. If I want, I can choose this bullet. Once I have selected, my bullets will be added here. If I want to use my own new image, then I can choose define new bullet. So here I can, if I have some picture in my computer, I can use that picture, or if I have some other symbols, I have downloaded some symbols, that symbol I want to use it as a bullet, I can choose and I can use that as a bullet. And instead of bullets, I want to display it in number 1, 2, 3, or in this format, or Roman number 1, 2, 3, or A, B, C, D, or something like that. I can choose any one of them. Suppose I want to do this format, I can select this option. So you can see on the side by side how the content got changed. And this is about multi-level list. So when you are having under one heading, if you are having another subheading, and the subheading you are having another subheading, so you can use different types of bullets which are available. So you can use them. And this is about decrease indent and increase indent. So this is as per the level of the paragraph it will be indented. Suppose if I click on the increase indent, my content will be moved little away from the main heading. So you can, if I click on the decrease indent, my content will be moved as per the left margin. So I can use increase or decrease indent. And I can also fill the colors for the my text. I can choose the background colors, I can choose the filling colors. So I can do any changes in my document. So this is about simple formatting. And here in the typing area, you can see the scroll bar. This is called the vertical scroll bar. So you can see on the right side. So this is called vertical scroll bar. If I move my vertical scroll bar, I will be able to see my content from which is below, or if I move up, I will be able to see the content which are in the page 1 or which are in the top. I can also use my horizontal scroll bars. Here you can see that the contents are visible as per the margin. So I can zoom it, then I will be able to show you the horizontal scroll bar. So now I have zoom out my content. So here I can use the horizontal scroll bar. So if I want to see the content which are in the right side, I can move my horizontal scroll bar, or I can click on this arrow and I can see my content from here, from the left to right. So this is about the general formatting. And we also discussed about how to insert bullets in your content. And the main shortcut keys I want to discuss, you might have used the Format Painter shortcut key. This Format Painter shortcut key, it will copy the formatting from one place to another place. Suppose this is the style I have want to copy and I want to use it in some other place. I can select the text and I can click the Format Painter and I can click on any other place where I want to apply. So even if I have you applied some colors, here I have used the background colors, right. So here I am selecting this particular text and I am selecting the Format Painter and I am choosing the particular text. So here we have whatever background style we have used as green, so that has been applied. So this Format Painter option will be very helpful when you want to work on a large document and when you want to copy the same formatting throughout your document. So what you have to do, you have to remember what are the steps you have done for the particular text. But instead of remembering that, you can just select the formatting text and you can select the option Format Painter, and wherever you want to apply, you can simply select the particular place. It will be reflected on the particular selected text, right. So I am zooming in so that I am zooming out so that you will be able to see my content in one page itself. This is a simple word processing software where we discussed about how to do the basic formatting, and we want to copy this content. Suppose this artificial intelligence word, I want to place it in some other place. I can select the text and I can click the option copy. Once I clicked copy, and I can just move to any place and I can just use the paste option. I guess my content is not copied. I will do it again. So, here I am clicking paste, so my content will be placed. So, I have taken the example of one particular word. Suppose one whole paragraph you want to copy, you can do it. So, suppose this word is there and I want to move it from this place to another place. So, what I can do? I can do cut. So, I can do cut and I can go to another place and I can paste it there. So, here what it happened, so in the earlier place the content has been removed and it moved to new place. I can go back to the previous version, like I can do Control Z, that is undo. So, if you do this, then it will go back to the previous version. So, whatever the changes you have done to the document, that will be gone and it will be giving you the previous version. If I want the changes to be placed again, I can click on the redo. If I click on the redo, again the changes will be done. So, here what I have done, so that will be again it will redo. So, we discussed about cut, copy and paste. You can do cut or you can do copies, but the difference between cut and copy is that when you do cut, in the original place the content will be removed or moved. But if you do copy, wherever you have copied, the content will be there in that particular place, and wherever you want to copy and paste it in. Suppose I copied some content and placed it here. So, the content will be there in the original place as well as in this place. So, it will be there in both the places. So, I can do copy when I want to have the same information in many places, and if I can use cut option if I want to place the options only in one place. So, here it will be moving the content or text from one place to another if I have used cut. If I use copy, the content will be there and in the original place as well as where I have copied and pasted, in that place also, the destination place also, it will be having the text or paragraph or content. So, we will go back to our presentation. We discussed about how to do the basic formatting. Now, I will discuss about some of the shortcut keys. So, for opening the file, even I have discussed you, if you keep your cursor near to those options, you will be able to see the shortcut keys. For opening a file, you can use Control key plus O key. You have to use both these keys together. You have to press Control key plus O keys together, then I will get the open dialog box. You can think that you can also use menus for getting the options. You can use those menus as well, but if you know the shortcut keys, you can do the work faster. For new file, for creating a new file, you can press Control key plus N key together. For saving a file, you can press Control key plus S key. For printing a file, you can press Control key plus P key together. Then a print dialog box will appear. There you can give the printer name. I will show you how to take the printout of your document. If you click on the Office button, then there is an option for print. So, you can click that. Here no printer is installed, so it is showing fax and document writer. Suppose you are having some printer which is already installed, then you can choose the printer name. Then here it shows the option like page range. In that there is an option called all. By default all will be selected. So, if you select all the pages of your document will be printed. If we select current page, only the page which is currently selected. Suppose I am working on page number 1. So, the page number 1 will be printed. And if I want to give the options like I want to print only page number 3 and 4, I can give page 3 hyphen 4. So, only page number 3 and 4 will be displayed. And here it shows that print what? I am going to print a document and print all pages in range. Here we can give the options like I want to take the printout of only odd pages, then I can give the option odd pages. If I want to take the printout of even pages, then I can give the option even pages. Then pages per sheet, if I want to print only one page per sheet, then I can choose this option. Otherwise 2 pages and 4, 6, 8 options are there. So, I can choose whatever I want to give. Suppose I want to take the this document, I want to take 2 two printouts of the same document. So, I can give the options number of copies, in that I can increase the size. Suppose I want to take only 2, so I can give the option 2 here, or if I want to take only 1, I can take 1. Then we have to click OK. Here the printer is not installed, so I am not giving the option OK. But generally I will recommend you that before taking the printout, you can just use the option print preview. In the print preview, you will be able to see your document, how it is going to be printed and how it is going to be aligned in your papers. So, you can see this and you can try to give the print options. I am closing this print preview and going back to the PowerPoint presentation. And we also discussed about the shortcut keys for editing. For cut, we can use Ctrl key plus X key. For copying, we can use Ctrl key plus Y. Then for paste, we can use Ctrl key plus V key. For undo, it is Ctrl key plus X. For redo, it is Ctrl key plus Y key. The alignment also we discussed. We can use left alignment, right and justify. For this alignment also we can use shortcut keys. So, it is easy for you to remember. For left, it is L. Left word is beginning with L. So, you can use Ctrl key plus L key. For right, it is R, the word is beginning with R. So, you can use Ctrl key plus R key. Justify, it is J, the word is beginning from J. So, you can use Ctrl key plus J key together. So, only for the center it is little bit different. It is not C, Ctrl C is already used. So, we are using Ctrl key plus E key for making our content as per the center alignment. We can also insert header and footer to our document. The header is the one which is in all pages the content will be there. Suppose I want to insert some heading to my document, and the heading should come in all, it should be displayed in all the pages. Then what I can do, I can insert the header. Or if I want to insert page numbers, I can insert them in footer or header. So, if I include a header or footer in my document, if I take the printout of the particular document, that content will be displayed in all the pages. So, we will see the demo of how to insert header and footer in our document. So, I am taking this same file. So, I am inserting header. So, for that I have to click on the insert menu, then I have to choose the option header. So, it shows me the different options like blank, 3 columns, alphabet, annual. So, I am choosing this option. So, it shows me that what I want to type, I have to type here. So, it is asking me the title and year. So, I am writing word processor, the year I am typing 2020. So, this I have typed in page number 4, right. So, now we will see, we will go back to the other pages. It is there in page number 2 also, it is getting displayed. So, it is there in all the pages. So, once I have inserted header, it will be, I can see it in other pages as well as. So, I can insert footer. In the footer, I am writing, I am choosing the option alphabet. So, here you can see it is displaying the page number, and I suppose I want to give some information, I can type it here. So, in all the pages, my footer will be having the page number as well as the message which I have typed. So, you can use header and footer also in your document. And then one more thing I want to discuss, that is about track changes. This is one of the important feature which we can use it while reviewing our document. Suppose I am prepared some project which I want to send it to my colleagues for their opinion or feedback or comments. What I can do, I can give them in track change options. If I inform them that please add your comments in track changes, then they will be giving me a feedback in the particular text where they want some changes, or if they are removing some text, or if they are edited some text, I will be able to see even though I am not sitting next to them, or if I am not in the particular place or something, they will be able to do the changes and they will be giving the comments to me by mail, or they can share it, the same file by by mail or something. So, I will be in the place where I am sitting right now. So, from that particular place also I can understand what they are what their comments, what their suggestions, and how I can improve in my document. So let's do the demo for that track changes also. It will be there in the review menu. You can click the review menu, then you will be able to see the option track changes. If you click the track changes, now my document, whatever I am changing, that will be marked in different color. Suppose I am deleted this line, this word grading, so it will be striked. So instead of grading, I am saying that help in improving. So you can see that whatever I am adding, the text will be there in different color, and whatever I have deleted, that has been added in different color. Suppose I am here in this particular place, I want to add some comments. So what I am saying that I am putting a comment, please check it. So this one comment I have added, so they will be able to see the comments. Suppose in this particular place, instead of robot, I want to add a comment, robot, sorry. So not in capital letters. If I want to display it only in small, I can make it. Or if I want to ask them some questions, I can put some question marks here. So they will be able to understand that I am not clear about this particular section. I need some clarification. So I can add that, and I can also make changes like that, or comments like this. Use AI, not a dot. So here my comments will be visible. So the reviewer, who whatever comments they want to add, they can give it in this particular place, and the person who is viewing it from the other side, they will be able to understand what was written, what was the comment about the particular topic. So we reached the end of the session. In that we I hope you got a clear idea about how to use the word processing software for creating the documents and saving the document. I discussed about how to protect the document. I hope you can protect your document now by setting the password to your document. And we also discussed about how to do the basic formatting in our document, and we discussed about how to review our documents. So the reviewing is one of the important feature is there in word processing software. You can use this review options when you want to review your your document, or when you want to send your review for review comments. If you have given the document to your teachers or your seniors, then they will be giving it and they will be giving the feedback. So you don't have to have the multiple versions of your same document. You can have the same document, but you can update the same document by adding the comments or by rectifying the comments given by your seniors or your teachers. And also you will have the clear picture or updated version of your document if you use the track change feature. And we also discussed about how to print the documents, and in that we discussed about if you want to give the number of copies more, generally by default it will one print copy will be there. If you want to increase, you can increase. Suppose I want to take the printout of 10 copies of the same document, I can just simply give the number as print 10. Or if I want to print only the odd pages of my document, like page number 1, 3, 5, 7, then I can select the option print what in that place. I can choose the option odd pages. If I want to take the printout of even pages, I can give the options 2, 4, 6, 8, then only the even pages option will be printed. And if you want to take the print of current page, then you can use the option current page. The current page, that is the place where your cursor is there, in that particular page will be printed. I hope this session was useful to you, and I have explained clearly about how this word processing software will help you in creating the documents, and you can use these features and the basic formatting features which we have discussed. You can try it in your computer, and you can also see how your document is getting reflected, and you also do the practice. And it's not a very difficult software where you have to remember a lot of things. It is very easy software. You can simply keep your cursor and you can keep the tooltip and you can understand what was the purpose of the particular icons. Thank you so much.